Salutations. Let's have some fun and let's pull together our resources, all right? I want to talk about, excuse me, the ECETI Ranch, Mount Adams specifically, and what I call the device within the middle of Mount Adams, all right? This device that also was seen and described by the right hemispheric remote viewing people that were out there, and it put that as a target that I talked about on two videos I released last week. What I want to discuss quickly is take a correlation of that and that device that I have spoken of before. I think I saw it last time I was out there, and where it was is during the night there appeared to be a sparkling light right here around that pyramid. They say there's a dimensional door here, but right here is that pyramid. It was a sparkling, it looked like a strobe light that I've told you before. Now, when I look at remote hemispheric viewing, they had right hemispheric remote viewing. When I looked at their video, they started talking about this device that I've described also, and I've talked about, that it looked like a Merkaba, a type of a Merkaba that was emitting a type of energy and yada yada. Now, I think that's fascinating. Let's take that and correlate that to the Keys of Enoch book. And I hear a lot of people, so I'm telling me this, oh, I read that book, yada yada, but they don't seem to really be able to decode the coding that's in that book and really make sense of it. So let's try to do that a little bit in conglomeration with this itself. The reason why I have a serious interest in this, if you've been following this channel, the organic UFO that I saw, one of my first experience of adult onset experiences, when I saw this morph into something that looked like a Merkaba. And when you look at the Keys of Enoch book, there's something in there, and I did a video on this channel, just a quick one, that's called Tri-Pyramidal and Bipyramidal Merkabas. This looks like a tri-pyramidal Merkaba. Now, in your book, your Keys of Enoch book, for those of you that have one, and it's a good one. I've said before, it steps above and beyond the Hurtak book. The Hurtak book isn't speaking about this, all right? Anyway, that's another video. These pages, and what I want you to check out in your Keys of Enoch book, it's something separate, okay? One thing is called OR stations. Look up in your glossary OR stations, OR stations. And that is something that comes off OR light, which is a type of light that comes off of a group of beings called the Benai Or, B-N-A-I Or, a group of beings that came to me when I was a teenager and made their presence known to me. All right, they're non-corporeal, but they came through, and that name had come through, so I was familiar with it to a degree. Anyway, look at what the Keys of Enoch says is an OR station and what it actually does. Now, since that word is not in the glossary, it's in the glossary but not the index, I'm going to give you the pages to go look at with some of the illustrations and the areas that I think altogether describe this device that is inside of Mount Adams and from a Type 1 civilization, and I think there's others here on Earth as well, that are producing this orb technology that when it gets in the field of a human and within our biofield, it changes our perception and our awareness, expands our awareness. So concerning that, I think this is what is, so these pages in your Keys of Enoch book, all right? Excuse me, cold outside. Page 83, page 215, and page 216, also page 219, page 299, page 341, and page 363. One I want to put emphasis on is page 219. That shows a diagram of an OR station. Look at the crystal, how they have it designed, and look at also how it has the others around it, and pay attention also to one of the other ones that's called the five brain cluster that looks like a pyramid. All right, now check those two out, put those together, and just kind of take that into this technology. One of the other schematics I think is showing how this device brings things mathematically into the third dimension, which would be these orbs that it's generating. So check those out. Put those together, and I think that that's a key that book is revealing concerning some of this ancient technology that is still existing here on planet Earth. I think, God, what's that wonderful sister's name? Susie Farrell. She had told me about Mount Kailash in Tibet and China. I think that's another one doing it. She said that they had a lot of the same type of phenomenon there. I looked into it. Oh, what an interesting place. It looks like a pyramid, especially from the back. Thank you for that, Susie. Anyway, well, I'm just trying to take this and put this technology together. I think we're seeing something that is a similar technology. With this ship that I saw that morphed, I think it's more advanced than what's maybe in Mount Adams there, but I think we're dealing with civilizations. They're dealing with this type of a crystalline technology like that looks in the Merkaba form. That's important as far as I'm concerned. That's actually most of it for this one, all right? But just, it's a way, I think, if nothing else, it's a lot of fun to use our intelligence and try to put together the information given in that Keys of Enoch book with what is actually going on at the ECETI ranch with that device that is in the middle, all right? And I mentioned before how I think that device is generating a, gosh, I'm going to get the picture, the engine that has the light in it, all right, that looks similar to that. I think that device in there is actually generating that light as well. So I think it's a power source as well of types. And that's separate from the dimensional hole that they said all the beings are rushing through, that you can see yourself out on that ranch at night. You can see that hole, that gateway on that mountain. So anyway, I just think it's cool to put this together and try to use our intelligence to verify our experiences scientifically in some of the materials and tools we've been given. Thank you. If you're on Patreon, thank you. That's why this video exists. That's why I'm still doing YouTube videos. Please subscribe. Please come check me out on Patreon. More power. Peace.